It's Wednesday in Tryon, North Carolina, and perhaps one of my favorite Old Testament characters is Joshua. You find him just a couple of months after the Exodus from Egypt, and obviously he had some skills, abilities, and Moses noticed. Moses handpicked him, and he had him by his side as his servant. We find in the book of Deuteronomy that Joshua was filled with the spirit of wisdom. We find that he also was chosen to spy out the promised land. We find out that he was an obedient servant to Moses, but he was also a leader of men. We find him in Joshua 6 as he's obedient to God's command to the strangest battle plan that ever had been ginned up. And we see the walls of Jericho falling down. How did he get all of this confidence? What was the secret to Joshua's success? It says in Joshua 1:5, the Lord spoke to Joshua and said, I will be with you just as I was with Moses. Now Joshua had seen all of the accomplishments of Moses, and that had to be quite a reassuring thing. Joshua had the confidence to take the entire promised land, which was a large area. Even though it was highly inhabited, he knew that God said he would go before him and drive the people out. Joshua 3:10 says he had a tremendous confidence. And when 5 kings of the Amorites formed an alliance against Joshua, God laughed from heaven and Joshua didn't bat an eye. Joshua 10:8 says, do not fear, I have given into your hands these people. And as a matter of fact, in Joshua 10, we find one of the most interesting stories when Joshua needed a little more daylight to battle. It says that God caused the sun in the middle of the day to stand still. Now, it's almost 4 o'clock here today, and the sun has moved considerably since we got up this morning. And you could see it move. You could see the different areas of our property that was getting sunlight and the other areas that were getting shade, and you could see how it was changing rapidly. But when Joshua needed more daylight to battle, God had the sun stand still. Can you imagine? But he is, after all, the creator of heavens and earth. And there's nothing, now let me say that again, there is nothing too difficult for him. What can we learn from Joshua's life? What is it that we should focus in on? Well, first of all, I think we should live consistently trusting God. Secondly, I think we need to remember God's promises and his past performance. Thirdly, we're expected to do what we can. Remember what it said about Joshua? He was a faithful servant, but he was also an obedient leader. And not only should we do what we can, we need to believe God for miracles. When it's more than we could possibly do, then we need to trust God to do the miracles. And finally, I think it's very important for all of us that are getting up in age to finish well, to absolutely finish our lives so that they're not only consistent with a walk with God, but that people will say, well done, as well as the Lord when you enter into heaven, well done, my good and faithful servant. That's your thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.